Hello, everyone. Welcome and hi. Welcome to our live inspiration show and weekly live inspiration show. And today I have such an honor and pleasure to introduce Lotta to all of you. And Lotta is a holistic coach and mentor. And today we are going to discuss the topic of the power of your thought. How much is your thoughts impacting on your life? So, welcome, Lotta. And would you like to introduce yourself to our audience, who you are, what you do, and how you help your clients? And let's dive deep into the power of your thoughts.
Thank you, Val. My name is Lotta, and I'm from Sweden. And I work as a coach and a mentor. And what I mean with that is that I have a roadmap where I'm coaching, but I give advice also. So that's why mentoring is a big part of it. I have a background as a nurse, and a big trauma in my life made me dig deep into mindset and the power of thought. So that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. And I just love to help people discover the same I did years ago. So here I am.
Wonderful. I really love about coaches and mentors and everyone who is serving people. They all have gone through a transformation. All of these people have had some experience in their life which led to them becoming who they are. And Lotta mentioned about roadmap. I'm really curious to hear more about that. So let's dive deep. Would you like to share what do you teach your clients on?
Yes, it's I just focused on the two techniques, and that is breath work, the transformative breath work that you work with the subconscious mind and your feelings. And I combine that with your thoughts, the power of thoughts to distinguish the what's going on in your head. Is it empowering you, or is it putting you down? Or maybe just putting all the world down. Sometimes you're just beating up people in your surrounding, in your mind, or yourself, or situations. So it's just all about to get aware of what your thoughts are doing to you and your life. What feelings are they creating, and what mood, what do you want to be in?
Wow, this is so powerful. And what comes to my mind is Bob Proctor's, whilst you mentioning a lot about this, is that thoughts goes into feelings and feelings goes into action, and then you get the results you have in your life. So the starting point is here in mindset is the thoughts. What thoughts are you having? What the type of thoughts, the quality of these thoughts, and if it's unproductive, if you let them to deal and to control your life, or those productive ones, you nurture them even more. And what you mentioned there, breathing. Breathing is such a powerful tool. So, can we do an exercise, if you may allow me to do an exercise, which you
The never transformative breath work is quite, you need to have a it's all about rhythm, and it's also about sequences. So it takes a little bit more, it's you need to it takes more time, and it takes introduction in another way. But you can use, just to get in touch with your body and your mind. You used to calm you down. It's you can get some simple methods, just to put your hand on your stomach, when you feel you are up on your head and overthinking situations, and more in your head than in your body. It's just put your hand on your stomach and uh, breathe deep, just for 1 minute, and just feel that you are here and now. So because I can't show the never transformative breath work just here, but it's all about, yeah, I can show one. It's
it's not a
one short one, because I was not thinking about, but it's all about you need to hold your mouth in a special way. So you just breathe with a small, like this, like you are going to kiss your pet or something like that. But and then you have your thoughts down to your heart and up to your brain, and you kind of create a pathway from your heart up to your brain, up to your mouth, because you will have the connection in between your heart and your mind. And then you just do this for 1 to 3 minutes, and you really, really feel that you're calming down, and it should be in a regular rhythm all the time, all the time. So,
Mm. This
uh,
is so
mm,
this is so powerful, Lotta, and I have a question for you. So this is so powerful. The way for those who are watching us live, say hello, say live hashtag live in the comments below. We would like to hear who is live, and those who are watching on a replay, hashtag replay. We would like to connect with you. And this is so powerful, Lotta, because breathing, I find breathing in so many books, in so many tools that people use, coaches, mentors, healers, whatever. Breathing is very important, and it brings you into the current moment, into the present moment, where you can feel gratitude, you can feel thankful, and you feel the most amazing feelings now, which is, there is even a book, The Power of Now. But I want to
yeah,
ask you, because today during a study call in the morning, someone asked like how to calm your mind, to meditate, to ground yourself, to bring yourself in the present moment when all the different thoughts are bombarding you and it doesn't allow
mm,
you to calm down. So the way I found it, the best way is to just put those, of course those thoughts will come, you cannot delete those, just put them, if it's urgent task to do or something, put them on a piece of paper and I'll deal with it later. And now
mm,
come back to yourself, come back to the breathing, to meditation state.
mm.
So how have you dealt with it? Did you experience similar situation when you want to ground yourself and you want to take control of your thoughts, but those thoughts, boom, your mind?
Yes, when I get really stressed, then I try to settle to use some of my techniques. So only take 1 or 3 minutes to sit down and to cleanse my energy from this, to just jump off the thought train who is starting in my head, to break it. And I often ask myself at the same time, can I let go of having control of the answer? Because I always looking for the answer in my head, and if I just can let go of that control, do I need to have the answer? And then I just do breathing technique, and I use often these heart brain techniques to calm down. But you can also, or it depends on where you are, of course. If I'm standing if I'm out in town or something like that, and it's just started, then I just put my hand on my stomach. It's just the most simplest method ever, and then you, of course, take your thoughts down to your hand and just watch from the inside how you're breathing down in your stomach, and try to just break this thing who is starting in your head. So
So
that is the most easiest way to just get down. And if you really, really have a sound in your head and you need to break that, then you have some other techniques also that you can take this. In Swedish you call it something else than in English, but I think it's the motor, something like that. You just put your mouth together and you just breathe in and out with a sound, with closed lips. So it's
can you show? Can you? So far, you mentioned twice stomach. So I'm really curious. I've never practiced this. So you put your hands on your stomach, and you
yeah,
close your.
you just put one hand, and nobody needs to see it. That's the point with it, because sometimes you can't do the breathing techniques. It sounds, and it's and if you so it's, you don't, nobody sees it. You just put your hand on your stomach, and
Mhm.
then you breathe, just from the inside, follow with the thoughts, with your mind, down to the stomach,
Yeah.
and you feel the stomach, expanding. And then you
Okay.
exhale and you feel, like that you're releasing all this tense in your body. And then you just do this for 30 seconds or 1 minute, sometimes 3 minutes. It depends on your time and how you can manage it. And this is just an invisible way, to do it in, or if you sit around a table and you feel, my God, this people is getting into my nerves, then you can just
Mm.
put your hand on your stomach, and nobody really realize that you have your hand on your stomach, and you can still look at them, but you do the breathing inside of you, and then you feel your stomach expanding, and in and out, exhale, inhale.
And
in
you
a, in a, in
create
a, in a, in a you know, in a calm rhythm.
and you
So
create the channel. You can do it even with your open eyes, don't you?
yeah, yes, you can do it
Yeah.
with the open
And you
eyes, and
create
sometimes you better to do it with the open eyes, so you can, you get yeah.
and you
So
create the channel between your thoughts going down to your throat and then to, did I get it right, to your stomach? Okay.
mm-hmm. And you
That's
can nod and be into the conversation without, no one knows that you have an inner battle. You need to calm down. So
Oh,
yeah.
that's really interesting. I
Mm,
have a technique that just came, and really, what comes to my mind, I want to share because we are having people who watching us live and watching on replay afterwards. So get the most out of it. So I've learned it recently. Basically, you go into this meditative state. Of course, you cannot do, as Lotta said, when you are out with friends or maybe out in the public spaces. But when you find a intimate place for yourself, you ground yourself and you visualize a channel between, like, it's on top of your head and there is a channel, and you let go to the universe all these negative thoughts, negative feelings, negative, or not even negative, the overwhelming, the things that, yeah, keep your mind stuck or keep your mind overwhelmed, and you visualize them going down, up to the god, to universe, to the creative, to the divinity power, and you visualize through that tube and letting those go, and it's really really empowering. I've practiced it recently and I felt such a huge relief after it. And it's not about only like saying, me and Lotta saying that once you do it, like, you will not never have these thoughts, like thoughts are, the mind is a really really phenomenal thing, I would say. And thoughts will come back to you, but it's a matter how you deal with them. And thoughts have a huge power on your life. And you know that thing that I mentioned earlier, thoughts, and a lot I mentioned, thoughts, feelings, and actions create your life. So it all starts in your thoughts. What type of thoughts you have, what quality of thoughts, and from now on, take control of those. And how can you take control of that? Do you have any techniques that we can share with our audience? How to notice them, because sometimes I remember when I started to work on my mindset, I had some thoughts, some words that I'm using without realize, because these thoughts, these beliefs have been embedded in my brain for so long, and it was a normal language for me.
mm.
And only the third party noticing those and sharing those to me was like, oh yeah, I should shift that. So in your experience, how would you deal with those, how to take control of those negative thoughts or unproductive beliefs?
Yeah, the first thing is just to be aware of that you have thoughts who is just going on autopilot, and then you can just see when you are, because thoughts can be like a cloud that is just passing by, but when are you dragging it down? So of course we often do this, we drag the thought down, and then we are just let it go round and around and around, and when it's just starting to go in these circles, when you get aware, then you can see, okay, what's going on? How can I break this? Or what is happening with me? So it's just breathe, this simple breath technique you can start with, but also just to ask yourself, what kind of thought is this? Is this an empowering thought? Is it doing me good, or is it harming me? Is this thought about myself, or is it someone else? Or is it a situation, and is it a old memory? Because thoughts, when you distinguish them from, is it a blessing or is a curse? Also, so it's and then you can start to write it down and to do to do it on a deeper level, and really, if you have someone to talk to, it's really really good, because then you can sort it out in another way, because some of the thoughts is just impossible to you don't see them. They are just going there in the background, and affecting you on every level on your life, and you don't even notice them. So it's so many levels of thoughts, but one thing to start with is just to be aware, and then to jump out of it and to observe it, when you are dragging it down, when you and you keep it so hard, like, my God, this is my, and you just let it go in circles and circles and circles. You pound it over and over again, the sleepless nights, stressful days, and you keep this memory, this situation, like a baby, and just to let go of this baby is to try to find a way to break it, to be aware of it, then you can do something about it.
Hmm. I love what you have just shared, and we have some comments. We'll in a second go to them. So I love what you shared. That is, I call vicious circle, and this is a vicious circle of thoughts. If you have a negative thoughts and you don't shift them and you don't notice them, and the good way, of the best way, as Lotta said, is to start noticing them and putting them on a piece of paper so that you become clear on what is there dragging you down, because these beliefs, these thoughts bring negative feelings, and the negative feelings block you, keep you
Yeah.
stuck where you are, and it doesn't allow you to expand and to go to the next level. And I believe many people who are in self-development, they all want one thing: to expand their lives, to go to the next level. And this is a starting point to take control of your thoughts and to notice them. So, hello everyone who are commented on our. Hello, Carla. Hello, Kailash. And then we have a Facebook user. It doesn't show me the it doesn't show me the name, but we have a comment. So scientifically, it has been proven that when you are experiencing negative emotions like anger, frustration, or judgment, and you switch it to gratitude, our brain cannot perform both in the same time at the same time. So guess who has the control over our thoughts, emotions, and behavior? It is us all along, and it is Danny. Hi, Danny. Thank you for being here live and welcome. Absolutely, this. I have a saying: who is the boss of your mind, of your life? I would say it is you. It is you, because you control your mind, you control your thoughts, and you create. You are the co-creator of your life. And of course, it's been I've read in many books, once you feel gratitude, even in the magic book, it just came to my mind, the magic by Rhonda Byrne, there is a chapter that says that if you feel shift to gratitude, you cannot feel negative and feel grateful at the same time. No, it doesn't work this way. Once you shift the negative into gratitude and you nurture, it's similar with abundance. If you want to feel more abundant and you focus on lack of not having abundance in your life, not having money, or not having the things that you want, of course you'll have more of what you're not having. So shifting, and this is such a, I can't describe, Loda. Yeah, this is such a wonderful thing to learn how to become aware of your thoughts, shift
Mm.
those into.
And then, of course, gratitude is it's the most powerful cure you can ever use. So it's that's the next step. First, you be aware and observe, and then you start to practice gratitude in different forms. So it's a really powerful way, and that's your program. It's really, really it's the key.
Absolutely, and
Yes.
I've got a challenge on 28 days. And Kuther, hi Kuther, welcome. And Kuther, let us know in the comments below, how has it been for you? Because Kuther participated in the 28 days gratitude transformation, and let us know how your life has changed since then. But I truly believe that gratitude is a powerful, phenomenal, magical energy to be in. And once you discover its miracles, your life will never be the same. And Tony Robbins has this. There is a song I think Tony Robbins really likes. Life will never be the same. Once you shift, once you start working on your mindset, once you start shifting your life, once you start transforming yourself, life will never be the same. So, Lotte, you mentioned about breathing exercise, and you shared one of them. So, for those watching us live or on replay, and you missed the breathing exercise that Lotte has shared, go back, because it's really a mind blowing. I never heard about connecting with your thoughts with the stomach, so it's a really cool one. So why not to try? Is there anything else you would like to share with our audience watching us live? How they can control, or maybe they can start transforming their lives apart from doing the breathing exercise and starting writing down their thoughts and becoming aware of those and shifting those.
Yeah, it's you need to be aware of that you want to change your life in the first place, and when you are there, it's just to find the way who is best for you. And I work with the thought of power, the power of thought, I mean, and never transformative breath work in the combination of conscious mind and subconscious mind. It's so it's just a combination of the to understand the mind to and it's your thoughts, to understand your thoughts and your feelings, to get out of the situation you don't want to be in. If you want to expand, if you want to be more successful in relationships, in business, in whatever, you just want to have yourself in a better place that they are in. So it's just to be aware of your thoughts and to work with your feelings in a combination. And then the first thing is to be aware of what's going on in your head, and then you can start to work with it. Before that, it's just on autopilot, and you're just getting more and more tired, and you don't understand why you're feeling tired, and you got IBS problems, and this it's all starts in a process. When you let the thoughts be too destructive for a long while, it's just starts a lot of different symptoms in your body that you are not aware of, and it leads to burnouts in the end. So it's just better to be aware of it as soon as possible and start to do something about it. And the subconscious, I think we can't run away from it. I tried for many years, but it's always catched me up in some ways. And then I just had my big trauma in my life years ago, and I was just needed to do the work with myself. And then I found mindset with Bob Proctor, and it's with a lot of other techniques I just found on my way. The mindset work is just blowing, everything. And together with the breath work, reconnect with your body. It's not only your mind, because you reconnect with your body. And if you are an empath and highly sensitive person, you're more or less often are in your head all the time. And then you get sleep disorder, and you keep awake at the night, and the thought is just going around and around and around. So first step, be aware of it. Second, just jump out of it, observe it, and then start. Gratitude is a good method. And then the breath work is just reconnecting you with the body, and it cleanses also out a lot of acid from a cellular basis. And
And
that
that,
we use in the nursing thing, in the medical. So when you are critical ill, we use the breath work through respirators, in another way too. But you can do it on your own. You don't need to be deadly sick and lay in hospital to to uh, to do this. But you need to know how you do it. So, but start with simple techniques and feel how much how it gains you, and then you can do the more difficult things after that. But you need to feel it if it's for you or not. It's not for everyone, so I can just say that also. But it makes a difference.
and what I've noticed, Lotta, in this journey, that sometimes it's really good to listen to lots of YouTube videos, to listen to lots of lives and like mentors outside there on social media, but until you get the right support from the right professional who has been doing it for years, who has helped people in this. Because what what came to my mind, there were situations in my life when I had all these tools in my bag that I wanted to shift my thoughts. I wanted to shift the feelings behind my thoughts, and I couldn't. And even though I had all this supportive environment, I had all this knowledge, all these tools, but I couldn't. There was something much deeper inside me. And in this case, when someone tries to change, to transform their lives, and it doesn't work out, what would be your one advice to them?
For me, it was. I think it's a process. Also, sometimes you just need to settle with. It's not overnight. It is a process of life, and you reach different levels. Different platforms, what you can call it, base camps, even so, and just keep on discover what's inside of you, because it's some compared to an onion, it's you peel off, and when you peel off one layer, it's it's another layer coming up, and you can't really run from it. You just need to find the tools to handle it, and to accept it, that it is different levels in you, and just see, my God, this is exciting. What is coming up here? What will it tell me? What story do I have here that I just want to leave, or I just want to accept? Sometimes it's just accepting the feelings, accepting the situations, and then you can leave it, not fight against it. It's my biggest advice today. Don't fight against it. Just look at it, be friend with it, and accept it. So then you can start to work on yourself. But it's a layer after layer. It's never ending, but it's getting easier. That's what I want to tell you. And if you used to change your approach to it and see it like, my God, some people pay money to climb Mount Everest, but this is my climb, inside of myself. And it's so exciting to say, wow, what will this day tell me? This one, these feelings, these thoughts, because the thoughts is telling you something. It's about maybe other values who's inside of you that you don't want to have. It can be your own values that you want to change, but just acknowledge it. And the feelings, it's also telling you something, and you just need to meet them. You can't, if you try to put them away, to fight against them, you suppress them, then it's just getting worse. So
I
Mm,
absolutely loved what you've shared there, Lotta. And recently I read, so I do encourage those watching us live on the replay, go
mm,
and read Happier Than God. This is a mind-blowing book. And he mentioned in this one of his chapters that if you persist, like if you are against, do not accept whatever you are going through, whether
mm,
it's a feeling, whether it's a situation, and you do not accept it, you bring it more into your consciousness, you bring it more to yourself, because negation, what does to our subconscious mind? Negation brings more of it. So trying to not trying, but accept whatever happened. Of course it can be painful, it can be happy
mm,
moments,
mm,
whatever happens, accept it
mm. And
and deal
not
with it and move on.
fight against it, because then it's getting a battle. So
Do not fight.
yeah, and then you're feeling more and more bad. So mm,
Absolutely. I love so much. So we have a couple of more comments, Lotta, if you may allow me to read. So I
okay.
think Cooper mentioned that the 28 days gratitude challenge created awareness in my consciousness about abundance. Oh, that's perfect. So you brought more abundance in your life. Carla mentioned that persistence is a journey, absolutely, and persistence in this journey is 100%, like 1,000% very important. I think being consistent with your actions, with your becoming aware of your thoughts, and constantly shifting those thoughts. And it's a journey. Once you embark in this journey, as Lotta said, it's a journey for whole life. I think even at all age there will be something to work on, some beliefs or
Mm,
something inside us to be worked on. And we have another Facebook user. I don't know who is that, but let me read. To be good leader for ourselves, we have to learn how to be a good students first. Mm. So
that's a good one.
yeah, that's a really good one. So
Mm,
first we follow someone, we learn from someone, and then we become leaders. Without self-educating, even if we become conscious, we won't trigger growth. If we don't experience growth, this means we are still experiencing stagnation, and nothing has changed. Wow. This is a really mind-blowing comment. Thank you so much for the person who, I'm sorry, I didn't get your name. It doesn't show me, but this is really true. If you
yeah.
don't, yeah, if you don't study yourself, if you don't expand that awareness around your thoughts, your life, around your stories, around your beliefs, around your what you feel inside, nothing changes. And once you become aware of those, once you shift and once you take, well, I wouldn't say like a control over it, but once you become aware and once you start working on those, your life changes. And it means you are in a growth phase, isn't it, Lotta? So
Yes, yes.
I'm so grateful for you, Lotta, showing up live today with me on the weekly live inspiration show. I'm so grateful for those watching us live on replay as well. Do that hashtag value if you got value out of this session. And as a final word, Lotta, what would you like to invite or maybe to share with our people who are watching us live or on replay?
Yeah, I'm a little bit. I'm so nervous because I speak English, and I'm not so used to it. So, well, I can just say that I have been nervous and I needed to do some breath work myself. No, but I will have a what do you call it? A free masterclass next week, just in the power of the thought and so on. So you can join there. I will talk a little bit more about it. So. No, I will just say thank you. I'm so grateful to be here, Vel, and to be live and to see you all and to
Mhm.
share this with you. So
Is
that's
there
my
Is
yeah.
there any final, sorry for interrupting, Lotte, is there any final thought or maybe any final advice you would like to give to our audience in terms of how the power of their thoughts?
That the most important thing in life is to learn to know yourself, and when you learn to know yourself, then you see why others are behaving like they are, so that it's much easier to keep on. So start to study yourself, and then you see why people are behaving, bad or good for you. But when you learn to know yourself, it's just getting so much easier. You start to struggle and to fight against yourself, and you come in this flow that many people are talking about. So enjoy life instead of yeah. So that is just start to study yourself, and this I like this comment. It's all starts there, and it's just to keep on studying. When
Oh,
you start, you never end, because it's a new world opening up, and it's so what you say, yeah,
uh,
fulfilling. Mm.
absolutely. And as you mentioned there, like once you study yourself and once you learn more about how you feel inside and why people project what you feel inside. So it's a whole interesting and phenomenal journey to embark yourself on. So thank you so much, Lotta. I truly appreciate your time. And everyone who is interested, watching us live on replay, I will hashtag Lotta under this post, under this live. And there will be a link for registering to Lotta's coming workshop. And I really believe it's going to be a mind blowing workshop because you will learn more about how you can get control of your mind and of your thoughts and how these can impact your life and can transform your life in a matter of whatever time. So thank you so much for those watching us live, and I shall see you next week on our next live inspiration show, and have a lovely rest of the day, and with much gratitude. Well, bye bye.
Bye.